Hi there guys, Ben here as always, and I just wanted to talk a bit today about a technique that I really like, and it's really just become a real sole part of my playing, which is hybrid picking. Using the other fingers in your picking hand to give some really nice different textures in your playing. It's a very common country technique for all your country twanging awesome licks, but weaved into your blues and rock playing, and sometimes even metal, but today we'll focus on blues and rock. It's a fantastic technique to both help you with sort of licks that you're playing already, make them flow better, give them a different feel, and also to create some new licks and textures and patterns that you can incorporate into your own playing. So today I wanted to show just a few licks, a few of which are very basic and can sort of be built around off to make your own sort of sound, and a few other ones that you may play strictly with just a plectrum that can be made easier and very slightly different by adding in some hybrid picking. So first off, I'll sort of show my general technique and picking wise that you can sort of see how it works, and then how you can incorporate the hybrid picking into it. So let's start with that first, and then we'll go through a few different licks. So one of the first most important things with the hybrid picking is making sure that you've got the other fingers on your picking hand in the right place to pluck the strings, so you're not reaching down to get the strings, they're just hanging there above the strings that you wish to pluck. Ready? So first off, I thought I'd show how I have my picking hand. I'm sure you've seen on some of my older videos where I've talked all about that, how I normally have it, but I thought just quickly before we start it's important to sort of show. So we can sort of see here, these fingers here are sort of hanging in a curve around the picking hand and are just ready above each string you'd want, and that's one of the great things about the hybrid picking, is it can make your picking hand really efficient, because you have to move so little, because you've almost like you've got 3 picks. So if you have a look here, I'll play a few notes, and you can see where my other, even when I'm not hybrid picking, where my other fingers hang while I'm playing single notes with the plectrum. You can see they're very close there, and really that's sort of the ideal position if you're going to do some hybrid picking. So then you've got all the fingers ready in your arsenal, ready to start picking any notes with the fingers that you think need be or could maybe simplify. So without further ado, let's get into a few licks. So here's our first lick. What I'll do, I'll play it at this angle from now, and I'll give you a close-up of the picking, and I'll talk you through what's going on and why, even though it's a very common lick, incorporating your hybrid picking into it makes it just that little bit more efficient and a little bit better. So here it is. So now that we play it just a little bit slower for you, you can see what's going on in the picking hand, and I'll talk you through it. So what we got here is a real basic blues rock lick, been, as I said, countless solos, countless songs. What we're doing here is plucking every note that appears on the high E string with our middle finger. This makes for a lot less movement on the picking hand, and you can almost keep it in place around this G and B area and have no problem whatsoever with moving between strings. This makes it really efficient, so you hardly have to move your hand at all, make it for less movement, much more accuracy, a lot less noise, and a really efficient technique once you get it up to speed and get it comfortable. I say this, all sort of licks like this, almost sort of slash styled licks as well, can all be incorporated with this technique and sound really good and make for a really efficient technique. So now let's take a look at another lick, which is sort of a similar sort of vibe but a bit faster. So let's have a look at that now. So our next lick here is a lot faster one, almost sort of Paul Gilbert-esque. We've got a bit of a picking pattern in here that you can sort of use as a real exercise, which is good. And incorporating the technique into this sort of pattern can be used over any scale, any mode. It's a really nice way of sort of getting between licks and phrases. So let me show you that now. So as you can see there, from the start we've got a real nice picking pattern. So let me show you it a bit slower and up close, and then I'll talk you through the pick. So here's a close-up of the picking hand, and a bit slower for you so you can pick up, and then I'll just talk you through a few bits about this lick. So a real nice country lick, and also one sped up with a bit more gain that you can put into your blues rock playing. And the great thing about this lick is the repeating pattern at the start, which you can use in loads and loads of things. And also if you're new to hybrid picking, it's a really good drill that you can use to get synchronised with your hands and get everything going at the start of your hybrid picking playing. So if I just show you that again. Really simple pattern, really simple pattern I'm sure you've all done before. But the key with it is getting everything clean and getting as little movement possible out the picking hand. So if I show you here, just building up the speed, this is the sort of thing you may be looking for. So you can see there, a real fast pace, and the pick is barely moving. Your middle finger's coming out to catch that high E, but your hand as a whole is barely moving. That's really efficient. That's something I like to incorporate into all my playing, be it sweeping, alternate picking. The less movement there, the less noise there. The less you can move the plectrum through the strings and get accurately hit notes, the less room there is for noise and the less room there is for error. So that's a real nice little drill that you can use all the way up the neck. For things sort of like that. Really nice one, that one. So I'm going to show you something even more basic now, just using your A minor pentatonic that can be used with the drill like that to sort of get your hybrid picking going, and also sort of start to create licks and phrases using your current favourite licks and riffs. So I'm going to be basically using our simple first position A minor pentatonic. We're just going to break it up into sort of different little patterns and incorporating a bit of hybrid picking, and it's a real good exercise and a real good way to get from different notes in your scale if you're moving between licks. So here it is at full speed. So as you can see, they're a real interesting pattern. It's a real interesting sounding one. It gives a bit of differentiation in your sort of playing and sort of patterns. It's a regular grouping, so that sounds good. So let me just play that for you slow, and then we'll see what we got. So as you can see there, we're picking the third string in each of the 3-string phrases, and then we're alternate picking the other strings in that sort of section. It's a real good exercise to start up slow and work up and get every note clean and get everything in there. And I say it's a real nice way to sort of build some scalic runs that don't sound generic and make it a bit more interesting for the listener. Real good exercise, that one, and one I like to use in a lot of different patterns with a lot of different scales. Sometimes some wide intervals, things like that. A real nice picking pattern. So there's 3 quick examples and a very small insight into the world of hybrid picking. It's a fantastic technique for all sorts of playing. What I'll do is tab up those 3 quick examples and pop them on my Facebook page, which you can find in the link below. The second 2 are great exercises and great drills to get you started with it, and they're really good examples of very basic rock licks that you can change via the hybrid picking. So it's a great way of making licks like that. Have a look at your own licks and own phrases and lines that you like to use. Have a look and see where can the plectrum be used less, where can you minimise the movement on your picking hand, and where do you want to add a few more sort of hints and flavours of sort of country sort of stuff. Have a look at that and see what you can change and make more efficient, and see what you come up with. So it's a big topic, this one, a technique I love to use, and there'll be more coming up very soon, I should imagine. So thank you very much for watching this. I'll play you out with a few more examples of some hybrid picking on the twang machine. And thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.